today is the day of the big offer. But before I go ahead to announce this big offer, now, one thing I would like to advise you to do, you need to stay hooked on this dial till the end of this session because I have with me my professional colleague. She now works as the head of the Institute, Director of Studies. Her name is Chidema Umobi. Chidema, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good to have you here.
My pleasure.
Okay, now I would like to ask you a couple of questions that some of our viewers, since we started this webinar, have been asking. Someone presently works in the bank. She's been considering a change of career. Now she's asking, you know, can I take this up professionally? If I come for this your course, can I become a professional? And how can I transit from being a banker to becoming a family life practitioner? And I know you have an excellent story in this area because I remember the first time you came to class and how it was for you. You want to share your story with them?
Okay, so when I came for the Family Systems Engineering Certification course, I was still working in one of the commercial banks in Nigeria, and then I was looking at starting up my practice professionally. Although I had been doing family life on the side, but I knew I needed to work with an organization that has worked real time with challenges and people in the Nigerian sector that have a track record of tested applications, tools, and methodologies. And when I came and took the training, it was so exciting for me because here was it I'd wanted to go abroad and do some certifications on family marriage and family therapy. But then I came and I took the family systems engineering certification, and it was just marvelous because we were looking at issues that were African.
Hmm.
Because for some of the courses I'd taken abroad, then you need to come back and try to tweak it to apply it to the peculiarities of Nigeria. But with family systems engineering certification, it had taken an understudy of Africa and Nigeria, so it was easier to apply. And so while we're also in the course, we learned about the business of family life. So coming from paid employment in the banking sector and now practice as family life practitioner, one thing again, aside from the tools and methodologies that the family systems engineering gave me, was a network of professionals who were already working in the sphere and in the industry. So it was easier to discuss with like minds. It was easier to bring up issues I was having in the field, and then I had a body of practitioners who were also in the field as me. So we had people to rub ideas with. Apart from the tools, I became a member of the network of family life practitioners, and then we had this robust discussions and ongoing trainings. And so that helped me. And then in the family systems engineering certification, the way it's done after class, when you have all the tools, you have the opportunity to go into the field and practice with your tools. There is a robust system that the institute has created to help you literally master the use of the tools. I know that there are a lot of people who do certification courses, but then after the certification course, I just hear this person saying, I'm now a certified this, certified that, and there is no platform for you to test the tools. So with family systems engineering, when you come to class, you become an associate practitioner. Then you're given this robust curriculum and guidance and support to go to the field and test your mastery of the tools.
Wow. Now, there was a particular activity you took in class, if you remember, which was drawing your future. You want to talk to us about drawing your future?
Okay, and so that I will never forget that activity of drawing the future, because in class we're made to look at our current reality and then look our future reality. So it was drawing my future literally on a cardboard sheet where I was and where I wanted to be. And I remember that cardboard sheet is still on my dressing table.
Wow.
I laminated it and it's on my dressing table.
And everything you wrote there actually came to pass.
Things that are written there have already happened.
Wow.
So sometimes I was talking with my children and we're talking about the power of visioning. And so I used that cardboard as an example to illustrate to them that everything I wrote there that was to be happening in the future was already happening. So that's why I love the family systems approach, because not only does it give you tools, it also helps you become the person who can make use of those tools, master it, and quickly begin to earn money as you're working in the family life industry.
Fantastic, Dima. So how do we get our men to attend this course? I mean, your husband has taken this course as well. He's a practitioner as well. But a lot of women are having that issue. So how did you navigate that, wherein your husband was able to come and take this course?
You know, the challenge that most women have after attending courses like this is that they go there and they begin to attack their spouses with the learnings that they're getting. So when the spouse acts in a certain way, say, oh, it's your mark that is showing. But when you attend, like we teach people who attend the Family Systems Engineering Certification course, when you go there, go live the life. Forget about the person and face yourself. That when your partner begins to see the changed you, the better lover in you, the better communicator in you, the better spouse in you, the better parent in you, more times than not, the spouse is curious. What exactly did you learn there that is producing this change and creating this harmony in our home? And that can make the spouse want to come and say, I want a taste of this. If this 7 days in class has transformed my wife this way, then there must be something good that is happening there.
Okay, so Dima, let me be very direct. I'm a banker. I'm earning 500,000 right now. I'm dying, literally. I'm doing this job because I have no other job. My heart is in counseling. Even while working as an oil operation, I'm doing more of counseling than the banking job. I want to leave my banking job, but I've got bills to pay. Now, if I come for this your class, am I going to start making money immediately, or how do I transit practically? Because you left the banking industry to go and start this. You know, how long, plus or minus, so that people can know that, okay, there's a future. Is there a future in this course? Is there a career here? Are there people in Nigeria willing to come and see a practitioner and pay money to actually get their problems resolved? You know, knowing that we have a very religious society.
Oh, of course, people are becoming more willing to sit before a practitioner and to share their issues and get solution. That is one of the things that the Institute has been in the forefront, raising practitioners to do that. So I give you an example. If the person, first of all, the person has to decide, am I going to be committed to growing my family life practice, or am I just merely interested? If the person is committed, the Institute has designed a robust system that within a year to 1.5 years, you are established as a reputable and a renowned family life practitioner who begins to earn money on a daily basis.
Fantastic. Okay, and you know, to add to what she just said, I mean, I work as a family life practitioner, and I can tell you I work as a family life. In fact, one of the things happening in Nigeria right now is the fact that a lot of families are looking for coaches who can work as their family coaches. Now, you get paid, you know, you're placed on a retainership, iron retainership per year. My last peep, I remember clearly, is what people pay to hire me as a family life coach for a year is about 2.5 million. You know, and I mean, sometimes you can have about 20 families and thereabouts. So, I mean, there's a lot of future in here. Now, I want to ask you, you know, about why should a pastor who understands the word of God come and take this? I mean, when there's word of knowledge and prophecy, why should a medical doctor, I mean, who has injection and understand, you know, the other assessment, medical assessment, why should they come and take this your course, and how can it help their career?
Every pastor, in fact, anybody working in the religious circles and in the hospitals, had better wait and take a chance at this big offer. Because the foundation of the Family Systems Engineering course is that the family is the production center of the society. So let's take the people that are in the churches. They are members of the family. So if the pastor can understand the dynamics of how people are engineered, the dynamics of how people form their mindset, what affects why people think the way they think, what affects why people do the things they do, then he can really understand the people in his church and be able to help and provide the adequate need that they need. No pastor can meet the need of a person he doesn't understand. And for you to understand a person, you have to understand how that person has been engineered. So that even if you're using the word of knowledge to help the person, then it has to be tailored on the specific needs to guide the person back to wholeness. So I think every religious person
Fine,
needs to
fine.
be
And I'll share a story with you. I mean, I was with one of our pastors who had come to take this course. I mean, Pastor Amos Penwa is free. He tells us we can always use his name. And if you know him, I mean, he's one of the most respected men of God in Nigeria. I was in his office recently and he was sharing a story with me of a marriage that was in serious crisis. And, someone else has handled these marriages, and so they passed the marriage to the couple to him. And in 30 minutes, he had cracked the case, that the other person now called him and said, hey, I've been running on this case for like 3 years, 4 years. I've not been able to crack it. What did you do? And he told the person it was this course that I went to take, Family System Engineering Certification Program, that transformed my worldview, gave me the tools to work with, and it revolutionized the way I handle people. And it became more effective with his people after that course. And we've had situations where people have set up family life ministries in their church, crash their curriculum, develop new curriculum by taking this course. Now, I asked about medical doctors. Why should a typical hospital have a family life practitioner on duty in their respective hospitals?
Because it will literally help them help the patients build wholesome lives. A lot of the challenges and diseases and reasons why people visit the hospitals are emotionally induced. And so if the person, now the world is even shifting from illness to wellness, that you don't have to wait till you are totally depressed, but if there are some skills that you can learn to optimize your health, then it will help you deal with diseases, help you live a wholesome life. So for the doctors, for example, you can place someone on medication and the person is taking the medication. It could even be destroying other things in
organs,
the person's body, like the liver and all that. But a simple therapy that you do for that person, knowing where the person is coming from and how he was engineered, can just be the miracle drug that the person needs. So I think that every medical practitioner needs to come to the Family Systems Engineering Certification course so that you can understand how the mind of people work, how the families are engineered, and how you can use the tools and methodologies to help people connect the dots and get on their own.
I'm going to ask you maybe one last question or two other questions. Now, people are asking, this your course, is it just African based? Can I use these tools outside of Africa? Do you have practitioners who are now abroad, who are using these tools abroad? And how relevant is this in a country like the US, Canada? Can I use this outside this area?
Right now, we have practitioners who took the course that are practicing in Canada. Right now, we're processing the letter of reference for one of our practitioners that is relocating to the UK because she's going there to practice. And so that...
And we have the Olaores in the US now.
The Olaores are in the US right now practicing. The husband and wife, they attended this course and now they're in the US practicing.
And the interesting thing about their own story was they were going to actually take this family life course in the US. Right? And by the time they got to that department in the university, they realized that all the courses were borrowed courses. There was only one family life course there. So they were surfing the web and they found this course and they actually came to a class for 7 days. And the wife said that has been, in fact, by the 4th day, the husband was willing to resign from his job to come and join us at the institute because he said this has been the best moment of his life.
I was in an international audience and we're talking about positive psychology and then the social emotional leadership. And then the people were talking and they were sharing perspective of leadership in the workplace. And then I brought the family systems engineering approach into the discussion to say that leadership starts from the home. And so if we're going to raise leaders who will impact our societies and globally, then we must start from the home because the home is the foundation of every society. And I gave instances of how even the leaders outside there, whatever they're doing started from the home. So if a father who is a father has a wife and 3 children, suddenly something is decided in the home and then the father goes ahead and does what was against what was discussed, that is rigging already happening. So we're saying that in our society rigging is happening, corruption is happening, is because that seed was planted from the home. And they were amazed.
Wow.
They didn't see the family as being the seat of leadership.
Wow.
So you see that the tools and methodologies that we're teaching in family systems engineering are global.
Yeah.
These are things that are universal, that can be used anywhere. Evidence with the number of practitioners we currently have.
This is transforming lives across the globe, from the US to the UK to Canada, to several other countries. We've shared this template, and every time we share, people are in awe at how this can transform lives, how this can solve the problem of terrorism across the globe. Now, I want you to look at me in the eye and tell me you're coming to this class, because in 7 days, your life is going to transform forever. For those of you who always ask for accommodation, we now have an arrangement with an hotel where you can actually stay right there on campus. It's a lifetime experience that you can't resist. Now to the offer. This course cost 300,000 naira, and that's what we've been charging since the beginning of the year. And by the way, the Institute of Family Engineering and Development is registered with the Ministry of Education in Lagos State. So it's not another quack institution that is not registered. We have certification from the Lagos State government to run this course. Now, this course is 300,000. Trust me, as you're going to listen to some of our students who have attended this course in the other videos, they would tell you that it's been 300,000 well spent. But in the next 48 hours, I'm going to give you this offer. Now, this offer lasts 48 hours. Now, I want you to opt in right away. Tell your friends, tell the people you're close to. We're never going to give this after now. It's for you, and it's to appreciate you for staying with us since we started this webinar. We want to really appreciate you because Africa deserves you. We say to people that we are raising family practitioners that humanity deserves. We don't treat people as trees, as things. We treat them as human beings with empathy, with a lot of passion, commitment, love. 48 hours, 200,000 naira. If you don't take it now, it will revert back to 300,000. I can't wait to have you join the community of the happiest people in the world. We have a way we connect. We have a way we support ourselves. And we believe we're the generation that will lead to a developed Africa, starting with a developed family life. Now, I'll tell you for free, in my family, my wife handles finances. She's free to get into every account. She runs everything. I work, I submit what is earned to her. Thanks to family system engineering, I've learned that I'm not superior to my wife. I've learned that my wife is my teammate, and we work together to create an ideal environment where everyone's potential can find expression. And I think this is the world you need to belong to. This is the family you need to join. We have pastors, imams, medical doctors, all kinds of practitioners across the globe are joining this association. We have the network of family systems practitioners. You don't want to miss out. We look forward to having you in class. Have a fantastic day. We honor you. Bye-bye.